Hi there, I'm Professor Charles. So you have to get really good at knowing what you're looking at on the screen. Are you looking at primary authority or secondary authority? Because there's a huge difference between the two. If you're researching on a free website, it's really easy because free websites only have one type of authority at a time. For instance, right now we're looking at the Florida statutes. So here you can just go to Florida's legislature's website and get all of the statutes. There they are. That is codified law. That's primary authority. Likewise, if you want case law for free, you can just go over to Google Scholar, select Florida courts, and then put in your search terms, and it will lead you to case law from the state of Florida. Now, it gets a little more tricky. When you research on Lexis and Westlaw, on one screen, they have all of the primary authority and secondary authority that they offer. So it gets a little more complicated. For instance, on Lexis here, all of the primary authority is over here on the left-hand side. And under primary authority, there's codified law here, and there's case law. And then over here, a little more to the right, they have secondary material all in one place. And the same thing with Westlaw. Not surprising because Lexis often copies what Westlaw is doing. So here on the home page for Westlaw, you have primary authority and secondary authority. Like primary authority would be like cases, statutes, regulations. Secondary authority obviously would be secondary sources. Now, the trickiest it's ever going to get is when you run a search. Like for video 1.2, winging it, I ran this search for hearing loss auto accident. I chose Florida as my jurisdiction. So all of the law comes up, I should say all of the authority comes up in one place. So primary authority and secondary authority comes up here. And they do this nice kind of table of contents here where they help you kind of sift through it. But here we have primary authority, cases, statutes, regulations, and then secondary authority. So you need to know where you at in the research process and focus just on that thing. Westlaw defaults to cases, but you don't need that until the fourth step of the research process. At first, after you plan your research, you're going to be in secondary sources. And it's the same thing in Lexis. You run a search and you're going to get all kinds of stuff, and you need to come up here and choose what you need when you need it. So at first you're going to want secondary stuff, and then you're going to want to go to statutes, and then finally to cases. So more on that obviously in the rest of Research the Law. But anyway, that's the idea. You start maybe with this chaotic look of the law. It's all over the place, but then you need to refine the skill of identifying primary authority versus secondary authority, and then under primary authority, the different types, case law and codified law, and then secondary authority as well. So anyway, that's how you do it, and from here on, you're just going to practice, practice, practice. See you back in the book.